You're a guy that is, the guy at linebacker for UCLA now. How do you deal with those kinds of expectations?
Well, I think first you have to start with yourself. You have to start with expectations for yourself. On a college level of playing ball, which is one of the highest levels you can play for college, is, especially in D1. You have to find out your niche that you want for yourself, as far as what you want your season goals to be. How can you contribute to the team's success? Where do you fit in? Are you a senior? Are you a first year guy just trying to learn the ropes or whatever it is? So for me right now, my stage is where I've been playing a lot, and I've seen a lot of guys who have took the roles. Eric Kendricks, Brett Hundley, Miles Jack. I've seen how those guys got down, and how they've lived, how they prepared each day in practice. So I just live and breathe my expectations of waking up, being the best I could be. I think that's the first way to start to start any process. And I'm going on my fourth year starter. So for me, it's just about maintaining, being consistent, taking care of my bodies, making sure the right people are around me, make sure that I'm being a good teammate to the guys around me, and I do that by just positive talk. I tell them, man, what do you want in life? Because you really could grab it with football. Man, football can take you far away in life, and as it has, it's proven. So, I try to use my work on the field and off the field to try to inspire my teammates, and I think, they get a positive response out of that. So, my thing is just be yourself. That's my expectations that I live for myself.
Talking to Kenny Young from UCLA on 1580 The Fanatic, brought to you by Harmon Solar, and I hear you say names like Brett Hundley, and I hear you say names like Miles Jack, and those are all guys that have gone to the next level.
Right.
How are those relationships now, and how are those guys, even though they're not with you at UCLA, how are those guys impacting you today?
You know what, man? Like I said, living up to expectations by you being yourself is the first thing. They're still the same guys. They may be older, they may be with a new team, but they're still the same guys. Like Brett, I could call up Brett and Kenny, I'm walking my dog, about to get ready to work out. I could call Miles, what you doing? I'm about to hop in the sauna, but I'm listening to some Gucci Mane. He loves Gucci Mane.
Yeah,
artist. Eric Kendricks, hey Kenny, let's go. He just called me the other day. He's like, let's go eat. Are you taking care of your body? Are you getting massages?
Yeah.
The same guy that wasn't in college, he just at another level. And I think that was their platform to get them to another level, just them being themselves. And
but people forget you guys are you're still a student.
Right.
You're still a son. You're still
Right.
People forget that there's actually human beings in it.
For sure.
Have you figured that out, that people don't view you as a human being? They view you as the guy that's going to make tackles for us this year?
Well, that's the thing, man. All the work is done behind scenes, for your business or, whatever it is, anyone that's in a profession. All the work is done behind scenes. On game day, I don't prepare the night before game day. That's not how it works. That's not how it works on the next level. With Cam Newton or Von Miller, whatever, those guys put in the work in the off season.
Yeah.
You could turn to Antonio Brown's Snapchat right now. His Snapchat is loaded with workouts.
Yeah, we follow him.
Yeah, but you see the work is done. So like on game day, when you make a spectacular catch, you're like, oh man, well, he did that in the off season thousands of times.
Yeah.
And that's how it is for me in the off season. I really, work to past exhaustion, and I try to get myself to a level to where I'm uncomfortable in the off season, to where I could just go out on the field and just dominate. And it could be an influence throughout the whole team. It could be the influence between our quarterback, through our running back, through the safeties, whoever it is, and you feel that energy. That's the greatest part about it, is that you could inflate people through the way you play, and that energy is contagious.
You really like that. You seem like that really. You have embraced that kind of leadership.
You have to, but that's what I'm talking about. Being yourself when you live up to expectations. You have to be yourself. If you're not gonna do it for yourself, who you gonna do it for?
Yeah.
So you have to embrace it, man. It's just a pleasure. People say that football is an experience, not a career. So I try to think of that like, whoa, like man, I need to really enjoy this and help other people enjoy it too. Because people try to make it a job, but it's fun, man. It's like a kid in the park, playing with his friends or whatever.
Is it easy to forget that it's fun though? I mean, there's work in there.
For sure. I think the work is done in the off season. Once time the season comes, you have your preparation, you've done everything, and now you're just trying to, rely on instincts. Like whenever I'm in a game, I don't think about what I've been rehearsing the past couple of days. I just go out there and just use my instincts, and that's the serious. You're serious at the same time, but also you're just having fun,
Man, that is so Kenny, I can't tell you how many people how many guys in your position, and whether it's NFL, we talk to a lot of NFL guys, obviously in Arizona, and so many people forget that football is a luxury.
Right.
And I think, why UCLA? Let me ask you that. Why UCLA? Why 4 years? Why a senior? Why are you sitting here right now? Why are you doing all this? What does football mean to you?
So I made a decision to myself when I was 9 years old, based off how I was raised, who I was raised with, and where I wanted to go in life. I knew I had to do things one way. I didn't want to be that kid that, was hanging out with the rest of the guys till 2 o'clock in the morning and had class at 7 o'clock. I don't want the guy, be the guy dealing with, narcotics on the streets or whatever it is. So I set out that I was going to be great at football. I was going to be a great brother and sister to my, to my siblings, a great son. But first, I was going to be great at football. So when I was 9 years old, for the longest, I didn't know football was going to be my thing like it is today. So I would have a soccer ball one day, I have a tennis ball, baseball. I would be throwing, like when we lived in the projects, I would throw the baseball at the wall and catch it with my glove, like throwing it to myself.
Yeah.
Because that's what I wanted to be better than the average kid. And I didn't know how my way out was going to be, but from my work ethic, it chose, God chose it to be football, and here it is today. But I stayed who I am. I stayed to who I am. I stayed true to myself, and I just worked day in and day out. I didn't care who was watching me. I didn't care about the attention. I didn't care about it. I just needed to get to where I needed to get to and affect people around me. And that what has driven me. I've been raised by great parents. They're part of the reason why I'm here today. Some mentors, some coaches, but UCLA was the brand for that. If you want to be a young guy to learn to be a professional at a very young in your career on the college level, on the field and off the field, go to UCLA. And of course, we're LBU, so I couldn't turn that down either.